Well, hello everyone and welcome to Monday Devotionals. My name is Ken Burkey. So glad that you have joined me. Wow, what a day yesterday. Our services yesterday, the topic was interruptions. And what do we do with the interruptions of life? And it just had a huge impact yesterday with the people who got to watch the services. Amazing music and a very relevant topic. If you missed the message, make sure you go back on Facebook and YouTube and watch it. And if you know someone who's struggling with what to do with the interruptions in this year 2020, refer the service to them. One of the things that we said yesterday, based on a C.S. Lewis quote, is that when an interruption comes into our life, we have to feel it, and then we have to pray about it, and then we have to act on it. We have to feel it. And so we were really honest yesterday. This is not about not being irritated by interruptions. Interruptions that hit us, we have to feel it. We have to grieve it. We have to say, I don't like this interruption. But you can't stay there. Then you got to move to say, okay, God, what do you want me to do with this? Because one of the things that we learned yesterday is if we can allow interruptions to grab our attention to what's really important, change our perspective about what's really important, and ultimately, in the message I talked about that interruptions can lead us to a greater purpose. So C.S. Lewis said we got to feel the angst of interruptions because as humans, I don't like to be interrupted. That then we have to go to prayer and say, okay, God, but I know throughout history, you have used interruptions to change people's perspectives, to get their attention, to lead them to a greater purpose. What do you want me to do with this? And then act on that prayer. C.S. Lewis says you got to feel it, you got to pray about it, then you have to act on it. So today, for just a few moments, I want to talk about the ultimate example of someone who felt it, prayed about it, and acted on it. It was the night before Jesus went to the cross, and he was praying in the garden. You can find this in Luke chapter 22. And he is feeling this interruption. He had been in heaven. He had created the heavens and the earth, and God interrupted his plan to come to earth, to die on the cross for our sins. And he knew it was going to be a painful death. So Jesus took the time to feel this angst. He didn't pretend it wasn't hard. Then he prayed. Then he prayed to God to give him strength, and then he acted on it and went boldly to the cross. Let me just read it to you from Luke 22. It says, he walked away perhaps a stone's throw and knelt down and prayed this prayer. Father, if you are willing, this is what he's feeling. Please take away this cup of horror from me. But then in this prayer, he says, but not my will, but yours be done. And then it says, then an angel from heaven appeared and strengthened him. Jesus felt the pain. If the Son of God, the creator of the universe, can feel the pain of an interruption, so can you, so can I. Feel it, but then pray. And pray for God's will, and then act on that will as Jesus walked boldly up the hill to Calvary and gave his life for our sins. I pray this week, as we go through the week, we will look at interruptions differently than maybe we did before we tackled this topic. Will you meditate on Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And in all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your paths straight. This week, will you allow an interruption to get your attention, to teach you a new perspective, and maybe even to give you a greater purpose in this world? But make sure this week when an interruption comes, feel it. They're irritating. I don't like this. But then pray about it. Ask what God's will is through this, and then act on it. What a great time. What a great time to be alive. People of faith, we can show the world about peace and about joy and about purpose, even in the midst of these struggles. God bless you and have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.